Hi, hello, hey. So, I'm going to be doing a painting of one of my original characters, Ballet Girl. That is her name. I know, it's a very beautiful name. So, I already have the plan there. That's what that is. It's my plan. And I'm going to be sketching it onto some big watercolor paper. And this one's not a watercolor block like what I normally use. It's just like a pad, normal watercolor paper, basic. But, I didn't feel like being too fancy, although it is a giant piece of paper, so maybe that is fancy. I don't know. My watercolor blocks, I want it to be bigger, but I didn't want it to be, that big. So my watercolor blocks, so I have some smaller ones, but I wanted to do, the bigger than the smaller ones, but not as big as the bigger one. Anyway, yeah. So I'm using some, Prismacolor pencils, and that's my pencil extender, which, yes, that is a thing, and for some reason, everyone thinks that's a funny invention. Everyone told it to him, oh yeah, pencil extender. They're like, oh my god, so funny. Yeah, hilarious. Anyway, so I'm using the pink to do, a really light sketch, and then I'm going to be going over with some other colors. And this way, I can just keep adding on more layers. It's kind of like watercolor. You add on more, layers and layers until you get, the, thing you want. And, oh my gosh, this sketch... especially the face, I can't even. Oh, yeah, RIP pink pencil. So after that broke, I decided I was going to switch to the red one. But yeah, this sketch gave me such a hard time because every time I do a plain sketch and then I try to copy it, it just doesn't look the same and, not in a good way. So, yeah, that always happens to me. And it's making me wish I could just, put that other sketch digitally and then put it on paper or something, trace it. But yeah, I can't do that. So I mean, I guess I could trace it. I don't know if I have I used to do that. I used to do that with the light box. I would trace my sketches, but I don't know if I have big enough sketching paper. I don't know. I could go back to doing that though. I used to do that all the time. Anyway, I'm really proud with how that hand turned out. That's the good part. The hand definitely looks better than the original. And my character, I've actually drawn her in at least one other video before, and she's Ballet Girl, and she has the bun and the tutu and all that, but she's not I don't know, wearing proper ballerina clothes, I guess. It's just supposed to be inspired by ballerina clothes, I guess. So yeah. And I think I'm just going to talk about the character instead of the sketching for a little bit. I have things to say, most of them are just how much I hated sketching the face. So we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the character and her kind of, I'm going to tell you her story, okay? So her kind of story is she's been doing ballet since she was a kid. And, she likes it, but she doesn't like all the rules. Because, I hear there's a lot of rules. I did ballet classes for a while. They were terrifying. And actually, not for a while. It was, 2 months. So, a very long time. I'm a professional ballerina over here. But yeah, so she doesn't like all the rules. And, and that hand thing. Okay, I'm going to explain that. That is, I just wanted to see which part of the picture I didn't like, so I was, covering... Yeah, it didn't really help me out, but I do that sometimes. But, so she meets, in her school, she meets this, this girl who's constantly getting in trouble, but she's, Ballet Girl, I mean. She always, she gets good grades, she always following the rules. She doesn't really like to do it, but she just, does it, I guess. It's a very simple story, okay? I haven't thought that much about it. But anyway, so this girl she meets is, the opposite of her. And so, they start hanging out, and they're, the best little duo. So, yeah. I drew them together in a video. And her friend actually has a normal name because, I didn't design her. Her name's Hannah, so she has a normal name, but my characters don't because they're special. But what I'm doing here is I was going to actually do more layers with the pencils, but I decided not to. But I ended up just using one pencil, but sometimes I like to use like harder and harder pencils as I go to get like I don't know, more layers and details or whatever. But yeah, I think I ended up fixing the face actually with the pencil. It's still not as good as it could be, but I feel like it's pretty good. And I changed that like the ends of the ribbon. They were on the other side, but I didn't want that to be too crowded and there was space on that side, so I put them over there instead, which looks kind of weird because she's kind of like leaning over, so it would make sense they'd be on the other side, but I guess, I don't know. I'm not really sure how it makes sense they're over there, but I think it looks better, so, you know, we're just gonna pretend it makes sense. And here's my fancy little circle tracer that I actually got, and I was like, I'm probably not gonna use it that much, but it could be helpful every once in a while. I use it like 3 times a week. It's really helpful. But yeah, here's the finished sketch, and next we have the line art. So for the line art, I'm going to be using an ink stick and an ink stone, which is like the coolest thing ever. I don't know if I've shown this in a video before, I don't remember. But basically, you put water in the on the stone part, and then you just rub the ink stick on it, and then it becomes like a black ink, and you can get different colored sticks to get different colored inks. It's magic, and I believe that's been around for like a long time, so it's really fun to use. But yeah, so I'm using a brush, which using a brush to do line art is like, it's not that bad. Like, a lot of people talk about how like scary it is, and yeah, it's pretty scary, but I think it's fun, so I do it sometimes. I mean, you won't get as perfect lines as if you used a pen, but I still think it's fun. Yeah, my lines were pretty wonky, but it's fine. Also, the ink isn't super like, it's black, but it's almost kind of translucent, but it's waterproof, so it's kind of awesome. So with my watercolors, we'll go over it like super duper well. And I might go in with a black pen to redo the eyelashes after I'm done painting to get it to be super dark, because I like to do that. But yeah. Also, I wanted to talk about some of the changes I made to this character. Like, you probably won't notice unless you've seen this character a lot, but like, I want to tell you anyway. So, for one, I don't think she normally has earrings. I don't think I normally give her earrings. But when I was drawing like that other the practice one, I drew a character with the pose, and then I added the earring, and then I was like, I should draw Ballet Girl. So she has an earring now. I like it though, so it's okay. And also on her bracelet, she has like 3 layers of the pearls, and I think she normally only has 1 layer, and I don't remember what hand it's normally on. But yeah, I felt like 3 layers. I think it looks really good. And I also normally don't draw her with like the ends of the ribbon. Like, you normally can't see that. But I've been drawing that lately, and I think it looks good. But yeah, also she normally has like super duper round eyes and is like very like cartoony, but I don't know. I did do that this time. She's making a different expression. Also, I'm not sure when you will show it. I'll show it eventually. But I inked the pearls, and when I was sketching them, I didn't use my circle tracer for those. And, you know, real pearls, I'm pretty sure, like, the real ones, they're not perfect circles because, you know, they were made by nature, and nature doesn't make perfect circles. So that means my not perfect circles are actually realistic. So, yeah. And the ones on the shirt are circles because humans are the ones who like perfect circles. We made that up. But yeah, I ended up inking those, and now they're not perfect circles anymore. I was going to not ink them, and then I did one. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm doing that now. So that wasn't part of the plan, but it ended up happening. So yeah. But yeah, so after I'm done inking this, I'm going to leave it overnight and then I will do the painting. Because I've heard this specific ink, you want to leave it for like, I think it said 18 hours or something for it to completely dry. I mean, honestly, it's the pictures in front of me. It kind of already looks dry. I think I normally paint on it like right afterwards, or maybe I leave it for like an hour or two. And it's normally fine, but I'm being safe this time. This is a big illustration. I don't want to mess it up. But yeah. So, what else do I have to say? I only have like 40 seconds. I don't know if I got anything to say. All right, I'll just let you watch. Hey, we're finished. Okay, so I dyed my hair and it stained my nails. So it's very important that I show you because it was very much bothering me. Yeah, so this is day 1 of painting. And here are the watercolors I'm going to be using. They're the Kuretake something watercolors. I was gonna say it, but I forgot what they're called. So we'll just say the first part. So here I'm mixing, I think that's a skin color. Yeah, I started with the green because that was just in there. So I'm mixing some pink because pink and green make brown. Also, same with red and green. So, you know, brown is a skin tone. And then I'm adding some yellow to make it less pink and more yellowy brown, I guess. And that is skin tone. And, yeah, so I'm just painting it. And yeah, I apologize you can't see the arm there that I painted, but yeah, real helpful right there. Really helpful. Need some water. My throat's dry. Oh yeah, and there's the hair color. So honestly, like her hair color is kind of like all over the place. It used to be like a light brown, and then I started making it kind of like a darker brown. Yeah, and I don't know if it's like, is it a warm brown? Is it a cool brown? I don't know. So I tried to make it kind of neutral, I guess. I think it's going to end up being a warm brown, but I don't know. Yeah, and then that dark pink on the side there is my blush color. And so I added like some blush, and now I'm just shading it. So that's fun. Also, I'm doing my new little thing where I'm doing like a voiceover right after I just filmed it. So, yeah, so this is just like day 1 for me. I haven't actually finished the painting, and my little voiceover just cut me off, so I really hope that I started off in the right spot. It just stopped recording it for some reason, so that was fun. So yeah, now I'm shading the eyes, adding a little bit of blue, and here's me adding another layer to the hair. And since like I added just a bunch of watery layers for the base layers, you know, it takes a while for that to dry, so that means it's break time after I do that, which is kind of annoying. I just do the base colors, and then I'm like, oh, I guess I'm done. And then I, like, add a little bit of shading while other stuff is drying, but yeah. Day 1s of paintings are very boring. I know, maybe I should get a hairdryer. I know people get a hairdryer so they can just dry their layers quicker. That'd be nice. But I don't want to deal with that. I mean, I guess I have a hairdryer, but, like, I just, like, put it in my art room. That seems kind of weird. So, forget the hairdryer. I'll just wait. It's fine. That way I don't spend all day drawing. Yeah, hair shading. takes forever. I think one time on a drawing, I spent like 2 hours shading everything, and then I spent like 4 hours shading the hair. And the hair didn't even look that good. Oh my god, geez, my voice. I don't know why my throat is like so dry all of a sudden. Weird. So, today's painting day was kind of a disaster, but I think I fixed it. So, it's actually at night, like when I was filming this. So, tomorrow I will take a picture of it and I'll put it at the end of the video. So, yeah, fun fact. But until then, I guess I will do a little voiceover. So, today's day of painting, I was just planning to add some more depth to the painting, adding in darker colors, more like, little shadows and things. That was the plan. So, right now, I'm just shading the hair. Oh yeah, and also, I ended up painting my nails. Yeah, so the white, like I showed earlier, kind of like got dyed pink. And it was bothering me, so I repainted them. Yeah, so now they're like a cool color. I don't know. They're weird. I painted them pink, and then I added a weird, like, shimmery color over them, and now they're kind of like a silvery color. But then there's pink on them too. I don't know how to explain it. I was just kind of messing around. They look kind of cool. But yeah, so that's fun. I can't wait to show you what happened after I shaded the hair. But yeah, like at this point I was really excited to like do some shading, but yeah, I started hating the picture again. Like, I don't know. It was just a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna add some shading to like the skin, But the color I mixed, which it's probably my fault, like, because I added like black and gray into it. I think that's what messed it up. Because see, now it's like all like muddy. It's like total, yeah, it's a terrible color. But the skin colors I had to choose from were like none of them. I wanted like a shading color that was kind of gray, and that wasn't an option, so I had to put gray into the paint, and it ended up being a super muddy color. So I tried to fix it by adding blush on top, and I think it just, I don't know, made it worse, didn't do anything. But yeah, and you can see on her arm there, on her shoulder, there's like a bunch of weird spots. I have no idea where that came from, but that made me mad. I ended up fixing it, but I kept trying to add color over it to try to fix it, and it was just like, it was just there. It was not going anywhere. So yeah, you'll see what I did to fix that later. But yeah, so right now I'm doing this thing where to make it blend, like the colors to blend easier, I'm adding a darker color than the base color, but a lighter color than the shading color to kind of blend them together. And I just put that everywhere to try to blend it. And I mean, it kind of worked, but I still didn't like it. And I ended up doing that to the hair too. For the hair, I just used yellow though. But sometimes I've noticed if I do it with the hair, it can like blend my lines together and end up like messing up my lines in the hair, which I think it did. So that's fun, but I didn't like how light the base color is. I wanted more yellow color. And at this point, I was like, okay, I need colored pencils. The paint is just not working out for me. But yeah, and I decided to do what I said I was going to do earlier, which is I'm taking a pen and I'm making the eyelashes darker, which it totally helped it. I did it and I looked at it and I was like, yes, we are getting somewhere now. We are getting somewhere with the darker eyes. Yeah, and I'm just waiting for me to be done. Yeah, I outlined the eyelashes and then I added like some black like in like the eye too, Like I outlined the pupil and then on the top of the eye I made it a little bit darker. And I also, with a black pencil, I outlined the lips, and I added that little, like, teeth thing there, which I actually don't like. I wish I didn't do that, but it's too late. It's fine. I thought it looked weird without it anyways, so I guess it's fine. And then I believe that's a dark brown that I'm using to shade the lips, which actually made them look pink. Which was really weird. Like, I was gonna use it to just add, like, a dark brown in, like, the center, and then I was gonna use a pink over it, but then I used that, and I was like, wait, that actually looks really pretty. What? But yeah. And I ended up just adding, like, a bunch of stuff with the pencils. I was not planning to use pencils, but it kind of happened. Here's me adding an outline on the picture for, like, the third time. You know, I did a bunch of layers with the pencil. I did, like, the ink. And then I had to do a black pencil. Oh, yeah. Also, these are Prismacolor pencils. They're in a different box than what they came in, but the pencils that are in the box or the pencils that came in the box are actually in jars now. So I had the box and I was like, I'm gonna put different pencils in there. Yeah, fun fact. Oh yeah, and here my arm got really tired, so I just switched to my right hand. Yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm not very good using my right hand, obviously, because I'm not right-handed. But I got tired and I thought I'd try it out. Yeah, I ended up just switching back. It didn't really work. You know, I guess it was kind of a nice break. I was, like, so done with this piece at this point. I was like, I just want to finish it. But the colored pencils were definitely helping me. And this pink pencil totally saved it. I was just putting the pink everywhere. I was like, fix it, pink, just fix it. So beautiful. Totally helped it out. Oh yeah, and I was also thinking too about this picture. I used to do a lot more portraits on, like, bigger watercolor paper sheets, but I stopped doing them because they're really hard to film. Like, I do them every once in a while, but I don't like filming them because I can't, like, have the whole picture, like, in frame, which drives me nuts. So that's why I started doing stuff in my sketchbook and on the smaller watercolor blocks. But it's also kind of nice to work smaller sometimes, but I like working big. It's very fun. And you can get more detail with, like, stuff, you know? But yeah, it's hard to film, so I haven't been doing a lot of stuff like this, but it was nice. It was nice trying to film one. It was kind of hard because a lot of things were out of frame, but I tried. Oh yeah, so I'm coloring it with this purple, which I actually love this purple. And earlier I outlined it with that same pen I used for the eyelashes, which is waterproof. It's the Pocket Tail brush pen, I think is what it's called. And it's a waterproof brush pen, so I really like it for watercolors. And, oh yeah, look, there's, like, oh my gosh, there's no, like, brush lines in the background, and I'm, like, really proud of it. Really happy. And, right now I'm using, like, the same color as her skin tone, like, in a paint pen, and I'm blending it out to try to fix the lines. Like, look, the lines on her arm, or the weird dots on her arm, are, like, gone. So, yeah. It's a little patchy now, but it looks better than it did before without the weird smears everywhere, so I definitely think it looks better. And, yeah, so I'm adding some white paint in her eyes, and I also added some, like, dots on the pink, which I was just trying to add I felt like it needed some purple dots for some reason, so I was just trying to add them in places, and it kind of looks like there's sequins on her bow now, which, so happy. It's not what I was trying to do, but I like it. I wish I would have added some little, like, stars or something on there too, or, like, not, you know, the stars that are, like, the two lines, you know, that I like to do. I wish I would have added some of those. That would have been cool. Yeah, so more little shinies in the hair, and it's still, the picture is still kind of, like the colors are, like, kind of muddy, but I think it looks pretty good for, like, how bad it looked, so I'm happy. But yeah, I'll show the finished picture here in a second, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hit the buttons, and goodbye.